Hello everyone, welcome to a new video, and today I'm gonna be giving you fall recommendations once again. I did this like a month ago, let's say, and since then I have read a lot of fall books that I desperately want to share with you. And so we're gonna just dive straight in, very self-explanatory. I'm gonna link the previous video down below and let's just dive straight in because I have 10 books to talk to you about and there might be some bonus mentions at the end. First book that I have here is Love at First Fright by Nadia Alfasi, and this one I have been dying to read for a long time and it finally happened, it finally came out, and I loved this. So first of all, this cover is everything and I'm obsessed with it, and it just screams Halloween, it's perfection, and the book on the inside, it has the perfect atmosphere, but it's also a lot more than that, and I loved every second. So this is an adult paranormal romance, and the heroine in this book can see ghosts. She is a horror author and she comes to this English town to shoot a movie adaptation of one of her books, and the main character in the movie is of course gonna be the hero, and who she thinks is not right for the role because he's like a mainstream, cool, popular guy that she thinks does not have the depth for the character. And you know, she's gonna find out that maybe, maybe there's more to him than that. And I loved this. The second that I heard the premise, I was like, that is gonna be for me, and it absolutely was. Like, I love any kind of like acting, shooting, movies, TV shows, kind of books, and so that was perfect for me. And the heroine being an author, I loved that, and the forced proximity, and the house that they film in is also haunted, and there are some like ghost things happening in here that were actually really sweet and meaningful, and so I absolutely loved this. It is cozy, it is sweet, it is steamy, and it's kind of like everything that I want, you know? Like, I don't really get interested in the only like vibes only books where it literally is just about the atmosphere. I need the character development and the romance and the emotions, and that was absolutely the case in here, and I loved every second. And I have yet to read the author's debut, which is Best Sex Ever, and I need to get on that immediately. Because I think I'm definitely gonna love that one as well. And the next one that I have to mention is Ladies in Hating by Alexandra Vasti. I do own a copy, but it disappeared and I don't know where it is. And I loved every second of this. It is an adult sapphic historical romance, but it is like, it has a few little paranormal elements in it as well. And our two main characters are rival novelists, and at first there's like a secret identity component, but you know, they figure that out very quickly. And so then they basically get trapped in this haunted gothic manor, and you know, so there is that little ghost element, and at the same time it feels very like melancholy and emotional, spooky a little bit as well. And so all of that together I feel like is the perfect autumnal energy. And I always say this, that I think historical romance is so perfect to read in the fall and winter. Like, I just feel like every single historical romance has that kind of energy. And so you need to pick this up. It is angsty, it is full of yearning, it is steamy, it is sweet, it's emotional, it's like quite slow burn and just so perfect, and you absolutely need this. And it's adorable. Like, the cover is adorable as well, and there is also like some adventure and a lot of things happening. And so if you like a little more plot in romances, I think you will like this, and so you all just need to read it. The next one I'm sure many people have heard of, but I want to mention it anyways in case you have not, is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. And so before I have recommended Bride, and so I'm recommending this because obviously the new one, and I did love that. I did love this. I have said this before that I am absolutely a vampire girl all the way, or like witches or vampires for sure. So werewolves have never been my favorite, but these two, both of the main characters, well, the hero is a werewolf, the heroine is a hybrid human and werewolf, but obviously, like, you know, they're both werewolves, and I loved this. Like, it was very like feral, but also very enjoyable. It was so much fun. So we have, again, our heroine who is a half human, half werewolf, and she basically, you know, it's a very big deal to like a lot of people in the supernatural communities. And so there is like a bounty on her. Basically, a lot of people are after her, and so the hero takes her in, and she is his mate. He's also like an alpha of a pack, and so he of course has to take care of her. And so there's lots of forced proximity, and lots of emotions. And like, yeah, basically like the way it starts is that he tells her that like she's his mate, but nothing's ever gonna happen between them, and like he has no interest in her. And she's like, you know, I don't care, like, and the voice in this is just so funny. And I felt that in Bride as well. And even though this book feels different from Bride, like there is still that humor in the voice, and it feels very unique and super fun and entertaining. And I absolutely love that. Like when a book has a distinct voice in the writing, not just the dialogue and stuff, like it is just the best time ever. And I just love Ali Hazelwood. And of course, you know, everyone talks about her, but for good reason. And I will never not talk about her books. Obviously, I like to talk about books that are less popular and like shine light on books that don't get enough of it. Obviously, I do think this is worth the read, and of course, perfect for the Halloween time and everything. So that is that one. So I'm gonna take my laptop now. The next book I have to tell you about is The Most Unusual Haunting of Edgar Lovejoy by Roan Parrish. And this one I have not heard that many people talk about, and I think that you should absolutely check it out. So this is a queer paranormal romance, and one of the main characters designs haunted mansions, and the other main character is haunted by ghosts. And this one is deeply, deeply emotional. It deals with mental health and depression and anxiety and a lot of like existential feelings. And so if you are craving that kind of like, you know, very deeply emotional type of spooky book, you absolutely need this. And I loved this so much. It is such a quick read, and obviously there's a lot of scenes with like the haunted mansions and like a lot of ghost things, but also it feels very real, sweet and meaningful. And so I absolutely loved it. The characters felt so realistic and I loved them, and you should absolutely pick this one up. I love all of Roan Parrish's books, but this is their first like paranormal one, and I very much enjoyed it. So definitely check that one out. The next book I have to recommend is Learning Curves by Rachel Lacey, which is a sapphic romance, and it's an adult contemporary romance, and it's set in Vermont. And I did see on Goodreads in the little description that Rachel Lacey actually lives in Vermont, so the vibes are impeccable, and there's also like academic things happening. And so we have two professors, and there is an age gap, so the younger heroine basically used to pine over her professor that she now works with. And so they're colleagues. It is kind of like that, you know, workplace romance vibes. And I loved this. It was super fun and addicting. I loved the setting. I loved the relationship between them. And it was steamy, it was sweet, it was fun. And I very much recommend this. She does also have another like autumnal one as well that I haven't read yet, and this one also is on Kindle Unlimited as an ebook and an audiobook, and I absolutely love when that happens. And so I did listen to the audiobook and I loved it, so definitely check this one out. The cover is exactly what you get on the inside as well. The next one is a little different, and that is A Tale of Mirth and Magic by Kristen Vale, and this is a fantasy romance, and it's definitely heavy on the romance. We have a half giant and an elf. This one is very cozy, and it does have like a little bit of an element of basically the heroine has a bounty on her and she got in trouble and they're on the run together. But at the same time, it is kind of very chill as well and sweet, and it focuses a lot on their relationship, and it's steamy and cute, and I very much enjoyed this. Again, super fast-paced, very quick read. I think it's like 300 pages or even a little less than that maybe. And I really liked it. And I think that if you want a very chill, mostly romance set in a fantasy world with not that many fantasy things happening, you should check this one out. It's not specifically autumnal, but I do think it's cozy enough to definitely work for it. And also just a really fun book. The next book is Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist by Ali K. Mulford and K. L. Morrison. And this is another sapphic book that is basically one of the main characters is a witch, and she accidentally summons the ghost of her ex-girlfriend, and the ghost is not going anywhere, and she's like, well, I guess, you know, I have to help you with, you know, my unfinished business. And the way she's gonna help her is that she's gonna help her move on from her and fall in love again. And so she does fall in love. It is very fun. It is it is a novella, and so if you want something super quick and definitely very like spooky Halloween vibes, you need to pick this one up. Then I didn't realize I have another Ali Hazelwood book, but this one, like, I guess people have heard of it, but whatever. I want to talk about it, and that is Hot for Slayer. And there are many other books that came out with this one, like short stories. I haven't read all of them, but you should check those ones out as well. And they are also all as ebooks and audiobooks on Kindle Unlimited. And this one specifically is a vampire hunter and a vampire, and it is also a novella, and this one even shorter. It's like 80 pages or something, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I went in not expecting like anything, but Ali Hazelwood still pulled it off. Like, it is incredibly fun and addicting, and of course I wish we got more, but that was not what, like, you know, the story was supposed to be. It was supposed to be short and sweet, and it was. I'm obviously not gonna say too much because, like, you want to go into it, you know, but like, there was pining and there was angst, and I loved it. And I honestly really need to read more vampire hunter and vampire books because, again, I love vampires so much, and I don't actually feel like I've read that many books. Like, I couldn't give you like a full vampire recommendation video, and I need to be able to do that, you know, so definitely pick this one up. Okay, the next one I'm really excited to tell you about because I've never heard of it before reading it, and that is Brooms, written by Jasmine Walls and illustrated by Theo Duval. And this one I randomly found on Everand as an ebook, and it is a graphic novel, and oh my god, I have not read a graphic novel in way too long, and I was so happy to finally read one and actually love it. And so this is basically it was kind of described as, like, someone compared it to Fast and Furious but with witches on brooms. But there's actually one blurb I want to read that, like, describes it so well, which is, draws on the fantastical to amplify and confront issues of both the past and the present. The result is a heartfelt, gripping, and resonant story about power, how the majority wields it, and how marginalized groups reclaim it. And so we have a story about witches who do races that are basically illegal on brooms, and, you know, races where people can get a lot of money, and they do need money to be able to move to California, and the magic is basically illegal for them to have, and so they want to go to a place where, you know, they will be able to live a little more freely. And it is about, like, it is a lot about the racing and everything, but it's about a lot more than that as well. And it's just so powerful. Like, even though it's just a short graphic novel basically that doesn't have like that much space for, you know, like a detailed story, it feels so vivid and emotional. And it is about community and family and standing up for what's right, and, you know, fighting against oppressive systems. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It is a lot more than vibes, but you should still read it, you know, around this time and any other time. And so I absolutely loved this, and I really hope that I can find more by this author because I loved every second of this. So diverse as well. We have Black and Native American main characters, and there's trans and queer representation in this as well. And it's just so beautiful, and you should absolutely pick it up. And last but not least, I have Spellfire by Agatha Willow, which is another sapphic adult paranormal romance. And this one has very strong academic vibes. One of the main characters is a headmistress of this like magical university, and the other main character ends up working there as a teacher of like spellcasting and stuff. I absolutely love the like academic setting of this, and I would say it's more about like the academic stuff than cozy magical stuff, but it still feels perfect for, you know, the season. And it is just really fun. Again, a very fast-paced, quick read, very witchy, and I loved it. I literally inhaled it, and you should definitely check it out. It is the author's debut, and it is very good, and I cannot wait to see what she writes next. And yeah, so that will almost conclude this video, but I said that there are some bonus mentions because I am in the middle of quite a lot of books, and I just want to quickly mention it to you because like it is Halloween in like 3 days right now, and I obviously won't be able to like read all the books and also share all the books, like, you know, but I want to mention it. So one that I'm incredibly excited for that also has like academic settings but is also a vampire like college romance is Just One Bite by S.L. Coakley. And I am obsessed with this cover. I love it so much, and I think it's gonna be super, super fun. And I've seen it on Instagram. Then I have Drawn Together by Juliana Smith, which obviously the cover says it all. It is super cute, and I know that the heroine is an illustrator, and it just sounds super cute, and it has really good reviews, and I think it's gonna be like sweet and super, super cozy, and so I can't wait for that. One that I have on audio that I've been also seeing a lot of people talk about is Blood Moon by Brittany S. Lewis, and now I don't know if this is, I think it's YA paranormal romance, and I know that the author said like she was inspired by Bonnie from the Vampire Diaries, and she wanted to write a book focusing on a black main character and making her be in a love triangle with a vampire and a werewolf. That is what I remember. And it's definitely giving a lot of the Vampire Diaries vibes, and I absolutely need that in the fall for sure, and I think I'm gonna love this. And so I absolutely want to listen to that. And I mean, I could honestly talk for days, but I do need to stop talking eventually. So let me choose one more thing to mention.